Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. My name is the Brandt, and I'm going to be playing some Gloomhaven Bugs and Buttons. I'm so excited because I've always wanted to play Gloomhaven on the channel. Kathy and I did get a chance to play Frosthaven like 2 years ago. A little bit, but I was like, should I take Jaws of the Lion? It's so good. Should I play through? But it's going to be a lot to do. How will I show off Gloomhaven to people, to show off a bunch of it? And then, boom, Cephalofair went and made Buttons and Bugs, which is a solo-only version. And look, it's like a cute little box. It looks just like the Gloomhaven box. So they were nice enough to send this over to me. So just for clarity, this is a review copy provided by the publisher. So thank you to Cephalofair for doing that. And I'm going to play through a bunch of scenarios with my first character ever from Gloomhaven, which is the Vermling Mindthief. So he's teeny tiny. Look at how cute he is. So we're going to play through this game. I guess it's spoilers. I don't think this game has high levels of spoilers. It's more missions that you're playing. There's a whole bunch of characters in the box. There's 6 different characters, just like the number of starting characters in Gloomhaven. I think they changed one of them. So there's the Bruiser, the Silent Knife, the Cragheart, the Tinkerer, the Spellweaver, and the Mindthief. So I'm playing the Mindthief. It is solo only, so you have 6 plays of this game in you because you get different cards and things for each of them. So we'll talk through that. We'll walk through that, and I'm just going to play a certain amount of time. I don't know how many scenarios. I believe there's 20 scenarios with some branching paths. I'm not going to play 20 scenarios, but maybe I'll play 3 or 4, something like that. They're relatively short, but also you have to win. So we'll see how I do on that front as well. So bye. Hi. Oh, I'm up in the corner now. Okay, so here you go. Here is Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. Yes, it does fit in this tiny little box, so it's great for travel. It's great for storing on your shelf. Hey, Adam, good to see you. Again. So yeah, really simple, and everything will just fit right in here nicely. There's just 2 baggies, and everything else just stacks in there and stays nicely. So we've got our Mindthief character. We can read a little bit on the back. The Mindthief controls the battlefield through magic and manipulation. They also employ powerful psychic augments as they dance across the battlefield, slipping in to stab their unsuspecting foes. And it shows me my 4 level 1 ability cards that I get right here. So I can go find those, and there's decks for all those. And then I've just got a little spot that gives me my items, my discard, my lost cards, and my active cards here that I can play. I've got my health dial that I'll keep kind of right here. I have 10 health because I'm level 1, which I think is what these cards are telling me as well. And then I've got some things set up for myself and for the enemies over here, as we'll see. I have played a little bit of the game already so that I'm used to how to play, and we've got tokens and other things off screen. So let's start with our story, that shrinking feeling. Oh, I got this as well. It's a fun little solo game. Really gives the Gloomhaven feel. I agree. It has been fun. All right. It says, what a time for Gloomhaven. First, a black tornado from the void nearly destroyed the city. Then there were reports of the very essence of corruption trying to end everything. But all's well that ends well. Hey, that's a Shakespeare reference. And at the center of both events, hail a mysterious Aether who lives in a derelict tavern, the Crooked Bone. It is said she can turn anyone into a hero, exactly what you want to be. Sure, you don't have a lot of training, but put in front of the right adventure, you'd get the acclaim that's due to you. So, with that bold purpose, you step across the threshold of the Crooked Bone and... No, that's not right. Everything's growing. Why is the doorway so large? Why are you so small? Is this some sort of Aether enchantment? You've been shrunk. So play Scenario 1, Rude Welcome. And these are going to be... explain these items as soon as we finish. So there is our first one. We're going to take that and set it aside as a card we'll have. And now we go to Scenario 1, a rude welcome. Get some fancy gear there. You whirl around, taking in your familiar yet unfamiliar surroundings. Your attention settles on a scruffy character behind you, luckily on par with your diminutive stature. Nice and shiny, like it's never been used. Hand it all over and I'll let you live. Well, that simply won't do. Your gear is unused. But there's really only one solution for that. So we have to fight Bandit Guard and defeat all the monsters, and then we'll read the rest of this. So we flip the card over, and this is going to be our scenario. So I know it's a little bit small for people there. I wonder if I can shrink this even more. Ooh, shrink, haha, goes with our theme. So I can bring this a little bit closer. I know I don't have the world's greatest, clearest camera of all time. But hopefully I have fun and love in my heart for board games. All right, so we're going to take the Bandit Guard, which is right here. We're going to put their card down on here. They're going to kind of start in the middle there, and they've got 3 different sets with 3 different initiatives. It also tells us they have 8 health. We're going to put them on the board here. So we have 2. We have a green one here, and we have a blue one here. So we have 2 different cubes for them. And then we've got 2 different ones of these. Unfortunately, mine both came green. The blue one is barely blue compared to the other one, so they are going to look very similar. And fall on the ground. So this little dial will be set to 8 for the left-hand one, and 8 for the right-hand one. Oh, you won't be able to see that. So we'll have one here and one here, I guess. But they do, actually, they have a 1 and 2 on them, so I can track them that way as well. And they're color-coded on here. Then I'm going to take my little guy, and he's going to go on the door entry space. So there are some spots on here. Again, I know it's hard for you to see. There's green, which take double movement, but you can attack through them at range. And then there's red spaces that deal damage when you enter them. So that is all that's on here. There's a little knife stuck in the floor. There's a bottle. There's a little mug that we can't get by. So there's some tiny little things. We're going to use this die to find various effects. So the whole whole game really is run by these sets of cards. So slightly different from Gloomhaven is I have these cards and they have backsides. So once I play a card, it flips over to its backside. Once I play the backside, which has a B on it and slightly darker, it's then going to go to my discard pile. And so once I have no cards left, I'm going to need to do a short rest to get these cards back. Sans 1, which will go to my lost pile. And then I get them all back on this side, and I can play through them again, is the idea. So once these run out, I am exhausted and I lose the mission. So that's what I need to do. After that, it's just a whole bunch of symbols to get through what I can do. When you play, you put 2 cards down. They have numbers on them, so you're going to pick one of those to be your initiative. So let's just say I decide to be 18, because that's fast. Then I will roll the little plus, so now all the bandit guards go to the plus. They have 70 initiative, and this is going to be their action for the turn. So it goes down these little columns right here and tells us what they're going to be able to do. Then when it's my turn, I pick one of these cards and do the top action, the other one do the bottom action, and I can do either or, and I can do them in any order. So I could take the bottom action first, then the top action, etc., etc. Every bottom action can be changed to a straight move 2. Every top action can be changed to a straight deal 2 damage. Then when you roll for damage, you're going to come over here to your character. You're going to roll. I get the plus, so it'd be +1, and then this moves down. And there's some possibilities for other things. This kind of simulates the deck that you have for your modifiers in regular Gloomhaven. So that is the idea, and I've got to defeat these 2 enemies. They both have 1 shield on them, so that's going to be a pain. So we got to deal 8 damage through those shields. So let's see what we can do. All right. We've got the Mind's Weakness. We can add +1 to all of our attacks, and this can stay in play as long as we want. So I could play that in attack, and it's a 3. That's pretty good, but that might be our finishing move. This one we can move 3 and attack for 2, so it's a nice way to be able to move and attack, and then we could attack and stab somebody. So I kind of like this combo right here, I think. And maybe get away from one of them. So let's go with these 2 for now. So it's 20 and 75. We're going to choose 20. And then we're going to roll here for them, and they are going to be 70. So we will go first. And what's nice is you don't need tokens because you can just look at where everybody is and remember your number. I don't actually remember the official rule on Gloomhaven. I don't remember if you're supposed to exhaust the card you want or put one on top of the other. I admit I have not played by that legal rule. So I'm just saying 20 out loud, and I remember it in my head. I know for some people the reminder could be good. I guess I could put a token here to remind me that was my number if I need it. All right. So away we go. So we can do these 2 cards. Well, this one, and again, we're not stuck. We could switch. We could say, oh, we want to do this 3 with a hop, and then we're going to muddle all adjacent enemies. But I like what we had for a plan, so we'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll move up to this enemy. We'll attack for 2. So we're going to attack this enemy for 2. +1 is going to be 3, but they have a shield, so they only take 2, and that is number 2. That's the blue one. So they're going to go down to 6, and then we're going to use the bottom one, and we're going to attack them again. So that's going to be 2 minus 1 is 1. I'm just moving that down afterward. -1 here is going to be 0. So we deal 0 damage, but we do wound them, which means every time they take a turn, they take a damage. So now we can kind of play the runaround Sue with them. Except I keep away from the runaround Sue. All right. So there we go. Now it is their turn. They're going to move 2 and attack for 2. So number 1 will move 2. They're trying to find the shortest path to me. They're going to go 1, 2 right here because that takes double movement. And then, I do have sound, right? Okay, I always panic on this screen for whatever reason. My sound doesn't show up. All right, and then this one's going to move 2. They're already at me. They're going to attack me for 2 with the neutral, so +0. So I'm going to take 2 damage, and that's going to move down. I go to 10. Excuse me, I go to 8. So I flip this over, and I am now at 8. All right, these 2 cards come back to me, but they flip over. That's the end of the round. Next round. So it's nice and smooth. Smooth, as you can see. We don't learn about these symbols until later, so we're not going to worry about those. I could choose to go invisible after my attack. So if I did something quickly and then went invisible, that could be helpful that I wouldn't get attacked. After each of your attack abilities perform, heal to self. That's not bad. This one went, so actually they should take a damage, and they're down to 5. Cool, cool. All right, we can attack and poison, which isn't too bad. I wish I had the move and turn invisible. That wouldn't be too shabby either. Could also leave that one in place and then move 3. I like that. And then we could have retaliate with poison against the other one. My goodness. I could also just try to kill that one. We do have the chance of our miss right now, which is a little tricky. Do I just like this combo? Move over there. 1, 2, 3 after keeping that one in place and then heal myself. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's either that or I put up this retaliate to deal damage and poison. Kind of similar. Let's try that one out. Let's try Gnawing Horde. I'm going to try to keep my cards off the board here so we have them. I'm not cheating. All right, these are not technically active cards. This one will become that way, so the other cards I'm playing, but I won't move until I have those there. All right, so I'm going at 18. The nice part is I can guarantee I will be faster than them. You don't always want to be faster. There are times you want to be slower, but that can be tricky. So first thing I'm going to do is somebody within 1, I'm going to immobilize. So I'm going to mobilize this one so it can't move, and then I'm going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. Then once I get here, I'm going to put up Retaliate 2 and a shield, and that's going to be persistent. Usually what I do at the end of my turn is I take the card back. That reminds me that I took my turn already, but I'm not sure exactly if that's correct rules-wise. Hey, what's up, Michael Newsom? Game looks interesting. It's fantastic. I mean, I love Gloomhaven, and now this is just a way to play it solo. I love the whole, like, when I'm playing with my wife, and we're like, I'm going to go fast, but not super fast, and I'm going to head this direction and take, like, we kind of plan that out, and it reminds me of Marvel Champions, how you kind of talk at the beginning of the round, and I definitely miss that element. In fact, on the Right Brain Rollers, we just talked about solo gaming, and I definitely, there's parts of solo game that are great because you can play, but there are parts that I miss where you're interacting with players. Which we all know, and even people playing solo games know. Like, there's times you want to be able to play with other people, for sure, but the fact that you can play games is great. So, there's that. Okay, that will end my turn. They're going to move 1. So this is the first one. So they're going to move 1 and then attack me for 2. So they're going to attack for 2. Plus 2 is 4. Uh-oh. So I take 3, because I had that shield up. I go to 5. And then I retaliate 2 on them. So they're going to take 2 and be poisoned. And poison is all damage is increased by 1 the next time they try to heal. Then this one's going to try to go, but it's immobilized. And also it's going to take a damage because it is wounded. Sweet. All right, next round. So we can choose to keep this up if we want to, which isn't too bad. Or we can put it back. Oh no, if it comes back, it's going to get discarded. So let's keep it for now. Now we have targets with negative effects. Control an enemy. So we could control this one to move it. If we control that one, they only move a max of 2, so we don't have to worry about that enemy. That one we can move away from us. Attack it for 3. We could also just heal. Lots of healing. Heal and disappear. Let's just go for killing this one here. I think we'll be good. And then if not, we'll do this. Or do we want to just play early? We could actually walk away from it, right? Oh, we don't need to walk away, though. Yeah. So we'll just do this one and control an enemy. Okay, there we go. We're going to play these two cards, Parasitic Influence and Into the Night. We will roll for them. Oh, sorry, I am 7. They are 50. So we have that there. All right, so I am first. So I am going to attack this one for 3, plus 2 for each negative condition it has. So it has one there. So that's 3. Ooh, did I miss a -1 on that enemy? When I rolled... Did I never roll last turn? Oh, I didn't roll, right? Because it was just this damage. Okay, got it. All right, so they're going to be 3 plus 2 for each negative, so that's 5. Plus 1 from this is 6. -1 is 5. So we need to roll for ours here. Oh, no, and we miss, of course. So we're going to miss on that one, so we're going to deal no damage there. And then we've got this one where we can control an enemy and move them 2 spaces. What is smart to do? They can only move 1. So we have interesting options of moving them away from us so they can't get us, or giving them additional damage. I guess we should just move them away. So we'll move that enemy there. But if they get us, they could die. So we'll move them here. Ah, that's tough, huh? We'll move them. Let's be bold. We'll move them there. They're going to take 2 damage from that trap that deals 1. So it's going to be +1. And then we can move them 1 further. So we can move them down here. Then it's going to be their turn. So this one goes first. It's going to move 1, attack me for 2, +0. So I'm going to take 2 -1 is only 1. And then retaliate 2, which does 3. And they can't be poisoned again. So they're going to go down to 1. Then this enemy is going to move 1 towards me, and they're going to take a point from their wound. So they are dying. All right, this card was an A, so it flips over, I get it back. This card was a B, it gets discarded. And I think we keep this in play one more turn. And, surprise, surprise, we're going to play these 2 cards and be an 11. And we're going to figure out what we want to do later. They're going to be a minus, so they are going to go faster and get shields, but we're going to get them before they get those shields up. Okay, so we have one enemy within 2 hexes. We have a heal here if we want it. We have an attack 3. So we can actually attack this one for 1, and that doesn't have ranged. We can also control one enemy within 4. Have them move 2 and attack. Yeah, I guess that one's just going to die. So we'll do this top attack here for 3. +1 is 4, +1 is 5, -1 is 4, so they are quite dead. So we'll defeat that enemy. And then we use this top, so then we'll use this bottom to just move 2. Ooh, I missed that, huh? They actually shouldn't have gotten to me because that, when I pushed them back, they shouldn't have been able to make it back up. Oh well, kind of missed it on my own. So we're going to move them here. And that will be that. Actually, if they attack me, they'll die, right? So let's stand there. Let's just stand there and take it. All right, so they're going to move up 2. And then they're going to take 1 damage. And then they're going to attack me for 1. I don't think I moved that down. -1 is 0. And I have a shield. Then I hit them back for 2. And they are dead. And that is a victory. Nice. All right, so that one is completed. So that's about how long it takes to do on a mission. When you do complete one, scenario, you get your 4 cards back, basically refresh back to A. You heal back to your full health, which for me was 10. And you would go from there. Well, your gear certainly isn't shiny anymore, and it wasn't even particularly fancy to begin with, come to think of it. Got the job done at least, but your situation is quite dire. You'll need to survive long enough to find out how to restore yourself to original size. But for now, you'll need to deal with the vermling that just appeared. Read the Collector. So the next one is going to be the Collector, and it's another vermling, just like me. All right, this one says, took out the scavengers, I see, the vermling offers. You're not the first to barge in on Hale and get this less than ideal result. We've all been there. Some of us realize the need to work together if we are able to make the best. Oh, they didn't. We've all been there. Some of us realize need to work together if we are to make the best of this. I assume you'd like to be big again. You nod. Then I have a proposal for you. During my time here, I have collected things that may be useful. You may borrow them, and in exchange, I will accompany you so I may expand my collection. I can also tell you that your best hope for escape is getting into the Crooked Bone and taking the issue up with Hale. Unfortunately, you look behind you to see the door now firmly closed. Yeah, the only way in is through Button's Kingdom. Across the road. Come on. You can now equip items during scenario setup. Play scenario 2. So we're going to move to scenario 2. We're pulling them off the top of the stack here. Crossing the road. You can get into a window in the Crooked Bone by ziplining across from the Grumbling Geralev, the Collector says. They point to another derelict tavern in front of you, otherwise known as Button's Kingdom. The Collector hesitates, gesturing to a small crowd of bandits on the cobblestone street blocking your path. So we have a bandit guard and a bandit archer. So now we're going to put archers in as well. All right, so we need to play this scenario. So we flip it over, and now we can have items. So we have these 3 cards that give us options for items. We can carry 1 item card and 1 weapon card. So we have this Rosethorn knife, which we can spend to do that, which we don't want to do. So we're going to do during our melee attack, add poison. During enemy's attack, treat a plus as a 0, or during your attack, gain advantage. Let's just do our attack. So we're going to put these items down here, and these will now be playable. When I was playing, I was just covering them like this, and then if you rest, you get your items back. But that is the way I was doing that. Okay, so we have 3 enemies now. Yikes. So we have a guard here and 2 archers. We have some apple cores and some stones. We also have some spikes that are on the ground. I think there's thumbtacks. And we're going to start right here for our scenario. So I do know that is relatively small for you to be able to see, but it lets me fit everything mostly on the screen here. So working for now. Guess we can go a little bit closer, right? There we go. As I get more cards, it might be tricky, but... All right, so we need to figure out these archers. So these archers can fire at range 2 and range 3. So we either want to stay away from them or get close to them. To get there, we have these traps. So I liked this little scurry that would deal damage. They have 7 health. Oh, I need to give them health dials. So this was number 1. Starts with 8 health. I'll put that there for everybody at home. And then... Where did my other dial go? Oh, it's right in front of me. These 2 have 7 health, but no armor. All right, so if they were to move, they move 1 and then fire 3. So I could go to this one and stay clear of this one. That enemy moves slow, so I could keep scurrying around. So that's an option. And then similarly, I can move them. It's not my favorite. Oh, and then I could just wound them. I think this was my opening move last time, though, wasn't it? I think it was. But also, I can poison now that I have my poison item. So I should be able to defeat this one on this turn. All right, so we're going to roll for the guard first. The guard will be a 70 initiative. Sorry, I should have said that I'm 20. And the archers are a 31. They can be a 16, so I do have to watch for that. They can generally somewhat go faster than me. But they did not. So first we're going to use Scurry. We're going to use the top half, go 1, 2, 3, and attack for 2, and use poison. We're going to use the Venomous Fang to add poison to the attack. So this is going to be number 2. Hopefully it doesn't confuse everyone. That they go 1, 2, 3. These should also have reset to the top. All right, that's going to be a negative, so it's going to be -1. So I'm going to deal 1. -1 is going to be 1 damage. I know it's easy for all of you. I'm just talking it through to make sure I don't miss anything. And I will add poison. The poison technically gets added afterward. I was just doing that to remind myself. Then I'm going to do this one down here, which is a 2 -1 +1. So it's going to deal 2 damage total. And then it's also going to wound. And wound is going to kill them. So I did not kill them on turn 1. That did not happen. So next up is 31. So they're both going to go. This one is going to go first. It wants to attack me at range, so it's going to back up. And it's going to fire for 2 at me. +1 is 3. Why do I roll the pluses for them? So I take 3 and go to 7. It's rough starting at 10. All right. So I got to flip it over every time. And then, yeah, I think it's easier for me when I pick these back up. And then they also should take 2 damage, and that should have been at the start of their action, so I had to kill them. So they're going to die next turn at least. Then this one's going to move 1, 2, 3 range, can attack me. And then the bandit guard will move 2, 1, 2 towards me, and can attack. All right, so that one is going to be dead on their turn. So now it's up to me to figure out what I want to do. This one, at most, could move up 1, fire 1, 2, 3. So if I stay down here, I can fight this one and not deal with that one. So this was nice for getting the poison effect. I could even turn invisible. What do I have for movement? I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I could come up there and attack, but I don't have a great attack. I could try this one. Let's do it just to be different. All right, so we're going to do Parasitic Influence and Gnawing Horde. We're going to try to move up here. What are we going to be, though? 48, so that's going to be slow. So we might get attacked is the only negative to that one. I like this one, but this slow movement might not be helpful for us, huh? Can immobilize him, but it won't be till next turn. We can turn invisible. Yeah. Is it invisibility? It is invisibility. Okay. We'll just go slow and hope it doesn't kill us. Famous last words. 48. The archers will be 31, and the guard will be 70. All right, so that shouldn't be too bad. So this archer will go first, and it will die. Yay! Then this one will move up 1, attack me at range 3, 1, 2, 3, and deal 2 damage. +0, so I will take 2. And go to 5. And that's going to move down. Then I am next at 48, so I'm going to scurry 4. All right, control one enemy within 3. Move it 2. So I could move this backward and then put up retaliate. No, I like this effect. So we're going to move 4. He's going to move 2, 1, 2. So we end up there. So we could just go here. We'll move 4, and then we're going to keep this ability up. So after every attack, we heal 2. So we're going to attack here. I could gain advantage. I'm going to do that on the next one. +2. Hey, 2 + 2 is 4. I complained. Look what I got. So 4 damage there. This one is completed and discarded. This is going to stay up, and we're going to heal 2. That's pretty cool. All right, and now the guard is going to go. The guard will move 2, and that, sorry, it might be hard to see. That is a rock that they need 2 movement to get through there. Eric says, the first time I saw it, yeah, look at this box. It's so nice. It's so tiny. Nice and easy, definitely, in terms of playing solo. Honestly, when it came in, Kathy and I played the first one on the kitchen counter just together. We just played a scenario together, just making decisions. So that was fun. All right, so we'll keep this out. We're going to go to the next round. I got to make sure I keep these cards right. Don't flip them. All right, so I think we're just going to play these two and figure it out because we're not going to reshuffle right now or rest in any way. So let's make it work. All right, so the archer is going to be 16. Ooh, I should have declared mine. I will be a 7. And the guard is going to be a 30. Okay. I didn't move my attack down. They didn't attack me. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, so I actually go first here. So I have a you can't move, and I move 3. That's not great. I have an attack for 3. That's pretty good. I have this one to poison and muddle them, and then I could just disappear. That's actually fantastic. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack them for 2 and poison them, and I'm actually going to use my Sparrow Skull Helm. So when I use that, I gain advantage, so I can roll twice here. So I get a plus, and I get a minus, and I get to take the better, which is the plus. So I'm going to deal 3, which is going to defeat this enemy. So that part's a little weird. You have to roll twice and remember your 2 rolls. There's 20 scenarios in here. And the scenarios are most certainly bite-sized. I'm on the second one already with some reading and explaining. So this card is finished. I just used this one. So now I can do this one, and I can turn invisible. So I turned invisible, and that wears off at the start of the end of my next turn. So now I cannot be targeted, is basically how that works. So this card is done. It's going to flip, come to my hand. This card is going to get discarded. Oh, and I attacked, right? So I heal 2. Go to 9. And at the end of my turn, I'm going to flip this one and take it back. So they have nothing to target, so they're just going to stand there. And we go to the next round. These are actually defeated. Now I got to deal that 8 damage. So it feels good, but now we got to get somewhere. All right, so we'll put these 2 here. We'll be in 11. We'll go nice and quick. Although this would be a great spot to go slow because then they would miss another turn. But I don't have that. So we're going to go to the neutral here. And these 2 cards now, it's us. So we can move and heal. We're doing pretty good in that category. We can move one of them and attack with them. So none of that makes sense. So we're going to use this for movement. So we're going to move here. I think this ends if you attack as well. But anyway, it's not going to matter. So that's going to go there. And then this one is going to attack for 3. And we didn't move this down. 3, and it's going to be -1. So 2 -1. We only hit for 1. Yikes. And then these 2 cards are going to get discarded. I have no hand now. All right, then the guard is going to move 1 and attack me for 2. 2 plus 1 is 3, so I will go down to 6. And we're going to move them down here. Yeah, I think it might be 20 with branching paths. The beauty of this game is that it comes with 6 different heroes and these characters, and these cards are different. So there's a whole stack of cards for each character. So you can essentially play it 6 times, and story-wise, you're not going to get something big and different, but mechanically you will. So, it kind of depends on. But I feel like story-wise is not where everybody's in on Gloomhaven. It's the mechanics, so you have to decide there. All right, so we need to short or long rest. I think this is a good spot to short rest. So we're going to take all our cards. We're going to shuffle them up. We're going to lose 1. So we're going to lose Scurry. And then we get these 3 cards back. So now we still have 3 cards to work with. And now they're refreshed to the A side, so we can use them again. Well, we are standing right next to that fella. So I think that the old Withering Claw Mind's Weakness, that combo, is going to happen. So we're going to be an 18. They're going to roll and be a 30. Boy, I was struggling with that other character, but this one is just mowing people down. I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? Okay. They're going to be a 30, so it's me first. So first things first, I'm going to attack them for 2 with the Withering Claw. So 2 plus 0 is 2, minus 1 is 1. But then I will poison and muddle them. So muddle them is going to give them disadvantage, which means they roll twice, and I choose which one I want, or really the lesser. is how that works. This is then going to move down. Ooh, now we got the double. So let's see if we can get that. So now we're going to do the Mind's weakness here, which attacks for 2. Of course, they're poisoned, so it's going to be +1/+3, although they have a shield, so it really goes back to 2. And then it's also going to wound them, so they'll take additional damage. So, essentially 2 times 2. Hold on, actually, it's going to be a little different now that I think about the math. So it's going to be 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. No, it actually works out the same. So they're going to take 4 damage, go down to 2, and then they're going to be wounded. Woo, woo. This is going to come down here. And now it will go to their turn. These cards come back to me really again end of the round, but it's easy for me to remember that way. And they're going to take a wound, and they're poisoned, and they are toasty. All right. So we win that scenario. We reset. Boy, the Mindthief made that look easy. I struggled with the other character there the other night when I was playing on my own. All right. We'll try to go through one more scenario here, I think. So here we got. Defeat all monsters. We did it. Standing on the other side of the street before the towering, grumbling Garelev, the collector clears their throat. Honestly, it's probably best to avoid Button entirely. Very eccentric. I recommend sneaking in through a crack in the wall. So we have the Bruiser and the others. So the Bruiser would play scenario... So here's one where it would split. The Bruiser would play scenario 4. The others play scenario 3 in the wall. So now we get this as another item that we have, and you can only have items equal to half the level of the scenario. So it's a level 1 scenario, so I can take 1. There's also cards that help you to modify, so if you're struggling, like if I lost, I'd probably play one of these cards that makes the enemies a little bit weaker. I can also make myself stronger and leveling up and getting abilities. So it's got lots of good leveling in it, which I think is something that is important to a Gloomhaven game, because it's very fun to get all these bite-sized levels. All right, so we need to play scenario 3 in the walls. Excuse me. Do you have to have played some big boy Gloomhaven to understand this version? I've never played the original. Boy, I don't think so. I 100% always recommend Jaws of the Lion. It's the best place to start. Do I have it sitting there? I don't. But that, to me, is the best place to start. This does have a learn to play booklet. And it was pretty good of walking you through, take the cards out, read this, read that, and then it gives you a basic overview, but it does end pretty quickly in my mind, and then it goes to a QR code, which goes to a website where they have all the rules, almost like a tournament-level document for a CCG. I should be showing you here. I was showing you in my little window, but I should show you here. So you've got these rules, and it's going to take you step by step. So this is really going to help you, in my mind, to get started. I'm so used to Gloomhaven, and from what I've seen, they haven't changed anything. But sometimes the monster targeting can be confusing. Generally, I will just play what makes the most sense, like what can the monster do, kind of Grim rule, if you will. But it goes through a lot of the major rules here. And then it says, hey, once you do that, you should reread, make sure it makes sense. And then it goes to this QR code that gives you everything you need to know. So I do think it's a perfectly good place to start. They did a great job with Jaws of the Lion, but Jaws of the Lion really is the best place you can learn all of Gloomhaven. But I'm pretty sure for this small box, you would be okay. It really is a very learnable game. It's only hard if you get that original Gloomhaven box, and that first scenario is tough and long, and that's just not how you want to learn a game like this, in my mind. So, there's that. All right, in the walls. Unlike the rest of us, King Button hasn't been shrunk. The collector leads you to a small crack in the wall that is not nearly as small as you. He's the smallest imp you'll ever see, but in this place, he's still a giant. Spent all his life being the runt, but now he gets to be the big man, and it's all gone to his uh-oh. A squeaking rises as a host of mice scurries toward you. This place has really fallen to disrepair, so now we have to fight some mice, defeat all the monsters. Okay. So, we have a mouse. Looks like we have 3 mice. I always think it's funny when they have these colored cubes that it's clearly 1, 2, 3, and then like you just don't get to use 4 very often. I don't know. It's just funny when you use the same things. All right, mice have retaliate and 9 hit points. My goodness. What am I in for? And there's 3 of them. And they move quick. So I've got to play a little bit different game. I can take some items with me. So I had this one that gave me advantage. I also got the drop of power potion. Add +1 to all my attacks. During my turn, add +1 to all my attacks. That's pretty good. Drop of clean water. During your turn, remove 1 negative condition. Additional movement. This was still a level 1 scenario, right? Oh, it's level 2. Oh, that still only gives me half, though. Do I like advantage? I like advantage better to avoid, I think, getting my miss. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so now I am down here. They're all going to come at me. Purple. We now have purple. And if I remember correctly, that slows movement. Yeah, stops your movement. Kathy and I always had a little sheet that told us the different colors. Like we wrote it on the back of something. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, it also said it was going to teach me about the elements, but I don't know that it ever did. So I know that it's just if you have an element, you can gain the bonus. Does it come with this playmat? It does not. All right, they told me about it up front here. Only obstacles and hazards. Come on. Why would they not explain it to me like as I go on the card? That would seem simple. All right. So we'll go to my phone. I have the document right here on my phone. I know showing a phone on there is kind of tricky. And it's got a little searchable thing. But this is boring, huh? Playing a scenario. Obstacles. There we go. A figure requires 2 movement points to enter difficult terrain except when flying or jumping. Oh, darn it. Well, sorry. I really played green wrong. So green would have hindered the movement. So green you can't enter, but you can fire through it. These are the ones, the purple ones are the ones that require 2. I apologize. I had forgotten. I admit I did not do a good job looking it up. All right, so that enemy's actually there. So they can move 2 or 3, depending on what they end up, and then they have more retaliate if they go quick. That's a pain. So we could set something up where we hit higher. So maybe this is our chance to try this one out and then control an enemy, and I could actually push that one away and poison them. All right, okay, all right, let's try this. So we'll go slow. We'll be 75. We'll let all them go first. Plus, they're going to be 46. So they're going to move 2, and then they're going to pierce 2. They'll go through my armor. So this one's going to move 1, 2. This one's going to move 1, 2. It's going to avoid that. And 1, 2. So it's going to have to stop there. Okay. Then it's going to be me. So I'm going to put this as up so it increases all my attack rolls. Oh, and then I attack. Oh, I didn't think about that. So do I want to just move up and attack them instead of doing all this? But I could poison that one. So no. So I'll put this buff up with the mind's weakness, and then I'll control an enemy within 3 and move them 2. So I'm going to move this green one back here, poison it, and deal it a damage. Try to get big hits. Yeah, sorry. I feel bad too, and I even got that wrong. I've played so many times, but like I said, Kathy and I just have it written down. Like, oh, green does this, purple does this, red does this. It's the same here, and I mixed the two up in my mind. I was thinking green was slow terrain, but now that it makes sense that it's bones and rocks versus webs, it's a lot easier to see there. So, but yes, it is true. Sometimes you just have to sit there and read the rule book. All right, I am done. So now, next up for me, I guess I could keep my cards here, play them up to here when I do, right? So you can even come down a little bit. All right, so I get +1 on all my attacks. So if I wait for one to come to me, I can also control an enemy and have one enemy attack another. That's pretty cool. Which would not give me +1, which was my plan here. Going faster than them is rough, so I almost need to go slow. So this gives me 4 movement. I like this idea. This heals me, but I'm at full. All right, so let's play these two, and let's beat 83 and see what happens. They're going to go at 19, so they're going to move 3. So this one's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to attack me for 2, -1. So I'm going to take 1. Okay, then this one is going to move 3, 1, 2, 3, and this one's going to move 3, 1, 2, 3. Yikes. Okay, so now I have these options. I can attack an enemy, and I didn't get my retaliate up, so that's going to be kind of pointless. Or I could do this and then try to move 4, but I don't have any fancy movement. But I could move this one backward. And then take this one on early next turn. Let's try it. All right, so this one's going to go 1. I'm going to control this one and go... but if I control that, then I'm stuck with this movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't poison another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move this one back here. Or hold on. I only move it 2. 1, 2. I'm going to move this one here, deal it a damage, and poison it. Sorry. It's a little confusing. I'm getting it right, though. Okay, this one is actually not Isaac. This is Nikki Valens and Joe Clipful are the two that designed this. Isaac still worked on the game, but it's the two of them, Joe Clipful and Nikki Valens, that designed this. All right, this is a lot thinkier than the last one, so there. All right, so now this enemy can attack for 3 and muddle this one. So they're going to attack for 3 on that one, and I guess they're going to use their chart. No, I know they're going to use their chart. 3, 4, 5. So they're going to hit... They're going to hit this one for 5. That's going to bring it down to 4. Then it's going to retaliate on this one, which gives this one 2 damage. Look at this. This is why you want to be the Mindthief, man. Get in their mind. And then it's going to muddle this one. That was beautiful. Then I have 4 movement that is wasted because I am stuck in this corner. So unfortunately, that card did not come in handy. So these 2 are going to get discarded. Wait. Why am I playing B cards? Did I flip these to the wrong side? One of these should not have been flipped. Shoot. Okay, this one I did play. This one I didn't play. Right? Because it's only been 2 rounds. That one I moved up there. Then it moved down here. Right? Now I'm worried that I did this wrong. So this card was correct. It goes away. But this card, I should have actually had this. So now I can actually hop and then muddle all adjacent enemies if I want to. So... Sure. 1, 2, 3. We'll go to here. Don't want to be in the middle of all these enemies. I guess so. And then we'll muddle this one as well. Okay. Let's see how that goes. All right, so now this one's going to come back to me this way. I didn't play an attack roll. I need to attack. All right, so we're going to play these two cards this way and be an 18 and try to go faster than them. Hey, they're 19, so perfect. All right, so now we have 4 movement. We have this 2 attack with poison. So number 4 is not poisoned. Sorry, number 3 is not poisoned. So let's attack that one. We'll also get muddled. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Yep. All right. And our roll is the minus. Oh, I should have given it that. So it's going to be 2 and a poison. And a muddle, but they're already muddled. And then this one can move me 4. So I can get the heck out of here if I want to. How far do they move? They are all going to move 3. So it really doesn't matter other than getting away from this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets me up to here. Maybe only one can attack me then? That may be the benefit. All right. Oh no. Are you saying that I'm being boring? Because I'm asking a lot of questions? I am not attempting to be boring, and I feel like it was only those that I messed up. I apologize. All right. We're good there. So I went. Now they are 19. I did attack this one, so I have to take a retaliate. I'm down to 8. Okay. Green will go first, move 3. 1, 2, 3. Blue will go second, move 1, 2, and attack me. Blue is muddled and attacking me for 2. And the plus and the minus, and they miss. So that's good. These 2 cards come back to me. I did mess up my cards there. No, this one flips and this one goes here. And then purple will go. And that is hard to remember. If there's no other path, will they go in the trap? I think they will. So 1, 2. Oh, that will kill them. All right, so purple is dead. I forget a couple of those edge cases where it's like they can only get to me through a trap. I'm pretty sure they take it. So there's that. All right, so that completes them. No longer muddled. I'm going to take this back and flip it over. And now we have these 2 cards. And we'll see where we can go from here. I'm going to be a 7. And they are 19. So I can go invisible. I can attack for 3. I can also attack for 5, which is what I want to do. So I'm going to use Into the Night to attack this one for 3, 4, 5, 6. And I attacked once already. Sorry. I want to use my advantage, which I should have had to use first, but I'm going to use it. All right, so it's going to be 6 total, which will defeat him. That was a differential, but... As I was rolling the die, I said it. All right, good there. So we use this one, and then I can move 2 and heal myself. So that enemy is going to move 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'll move to here and heal myself for 2 to go back to 10. Gotcha. Oh my gosh, yeah. If you have me watch something at night too, I will pass out. It is not my thing. All right, so then they will move 3, 1, 2, 3, and come after me. I did not take a retaliate because I defeated that enemy. Same as champions. All right, we're going to lose the parasitic influence. I could take a damage if I wanted to keep that card, but we're doing fine. We're doing really well. I was struggling, like I said the other night, with some of the other characters. This character is kicking some butt. All right, +1 to all my attacks. This one also gives me that wound attack. I think we just go this route. We will be a 20. Doesn't really matter, but sure. They're going to be 6. So they're going to move up here. They're going to gain another retaliate, and they are going to wound me. So this is going to get a little ugly. All right, so they are now attacking me. I attacked again, so that's going to go there. They are now attacking me for 1 and 0. So they're going to hit me for 1. And then I'm wounded. My conditions go here. They have retaliate as well. So that's retaliate 2. Yikes. All right, so then I'm going to go. I take a damage at the start of my turn. I can move 3. So first I'm going to do this and attack for 2. And I can add poison, but they're already poisoned. So 2 plus 0 plus 1 is 3. So they're going to go to 5. And then I'm going to wound them. You wound me, I'll wound you, buddy. All right, then I can move 3, which I'm not going to do. And I'm going to attack for 2. Minus 1 is 1. Plus 1 is 2. Oh, I only bring them to 3. Darn it. Didn't quite get there. All right, next round. So these 2 cards come back to me this way. I need to remember to play without a hand and with cards actually this way in front of me. Well, this will most certainly defeat them. And this will help me run away if I need to, right? All right, let's be a 7. Oh, wait. They retaliate 2 on each of those attacks. Oh, yikes. They are a 6 again. And I'm wounded, huh? Ooh, it's going to get ugly. All right, let's hope. So first, they're going to take 2 damage to go to 1. Then they're going to attack me for 1. Plus 1 is 2. Ooh. I'm going to have to kill them on that one blow, huh? And then retaliate and wound me again, but I'm already wounded. My turn starts. I go to 1. Whew. So then I'm going to attack for 3 plus 2. I need to not miss, but I can't. Ooh, plus, that's going to be the double. They're dead. I don't take the retaliate, and I barely live. Wow, that was super close. All right, so we win the scenario, which is going to give us another, it's a 2-handed weapon if we want it. Oh, that's right, we can have 2 one-hand weapons. All right, you emerge from the crack on the other side of the wall to find a crowd has gathered to investigate the sounds. At the front is a very large, or very small, depending on your perspective, imp, carried on a button throne. Capture the intruders, King Button roars. So now we're going to play number 5. And now we've got this spring hammer. During my melee attack, add pushback 2. Or during enemy's attack, gain 1. I can have the button shield. So I think I want to take that shield going forward. So I can have the shield and the fang. And you have these items. That's kind of what the collector's holding. And you can equip each scenario with whatever you want. But I think that I will actually pause there. How long have we been going? 58 minutes. It seems like well, maybe we should fight this Button King, huh? And see how it goes. All right, so we're going to skip this one because that's not scenario 5. We'll do one more. I'm having fun. Okay, Buttons Arena. Did I reset this to 10? When they level up, do I level up? I actually didn't even think about it. I never got to leveling up. So I actually just realized, oh, wait a second. Is that when I level up? Which I haven't gone through that, so I actually think what I'm going to do is stop. Because otherwise I'm going to sit here and read rules. But essentially what's going to happen is I have a series of cards here, and I can replace a card with another card, so now I have a better ability card that's in my hand, and I can go through and level up these cards to get to better ones as I get to various levels. So it gives me an option to swap a card in and out and gain other cards, and then I actually get bonus hit points as well. So that's going to be the kind of idea. But rather than looking up those rules, I'm going to end it here. Awesome. So there you go. That gives you a glimpse into Gloomhaven buttons and bugs. You can kind of see the style is. It's really clever card play. You've got lots of options. You can pivot, which is one of my favorite things in board games. Doesn't happen as much in something like Marvel Champions that I play here. You tend to have some ideas. But when you play multiplayer, you really can pivot. Like, I'm going to take care of that enemy, so you deal with this threat over here, right? Oh, okay, let me see what I can do for that. So it changes those things up a little bit as well, but that's something I enjoy. And I love these cards where you're like, well, this is my plan, but, and again, in solo, it doesn't change as much. I kind of was like, oh, I want to do this and that. But sometimes when you're playing multiplayer, you're like, oh, let me see. Oh, if I actually put these two together, that's going to be a better plan for what we're doing. So it's kind of clever. It always makes you feel clever in the way you play your cards. Very rarely do you feel like, none of that is good. I just feel dumb. So it's very fun on that front. So yeah, small box, 6 different characters, leveling up system, abilities and upgrades and things like that, weapons and items. So really fun game. So check it out if you are interested. You can go to their website and order a copy. You can check out your local retailer. It says approximately 20 minutes per game. So that's about what I was playing, right? I played 3 in an hour. So makes sense there. We were going to stream Marvel Champions tonight, but that is off just until Thursday. People had to push that, so you will catch Brian, Steve, Eric, and myself, and we're going to try to take on Expert 4 Horsemen, which I think is the toughest scenario in the box. I will bring Lego Rocket Raccoon for that stream on Thursday, but yeah, I did finish building him. He's downstairs. We'll go from there. So yeah, that just got moved. If you're checking out on the channel, you'll see that's going to be Thursday night at 8 o'clock instead. You can come for the Marvel Champions, but you're going to stay for the the raucous humor and joy that hopefully we bring while we're playing the game. And we'll see if we can beat Expert Horseman, because I think that's the toughest one in the box. So we'll see if we have a little bit of tech towards that and what we can do. So, alrighty. Figured might as well challenge one of the tougher ones and see how my brain does controlling all that. So that should be the next time that I will see all of you. Thanks so much for watching. This was Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs from Cephalofair Games. So check it out. My name is the Brandt, and until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Bye.